What's up, everyone? This is Draco Evolve back here yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news and speculation. Been a bit under the weather the last week or so. I've had the flu. You can probably see it in my voice or hear it in my voice. I'm having a Lemsip in the cup, obviously the United Cup. Hopefully that's not the only cup we'll be lifting this summer. By the summer, but got a few transfers to go through with you guys. Again, these are all speculations, so take it how you want to take it. First up is we're going to talk about Thomas Muller and Kai Havertz to Manchester United over a potential swap in the January, and we'll be talking about Jadon Sancho's latest update as always. And as always, guys, make sure you smash the like button, and away we go. We'll be looking at some stats around the players as well. So Thomas Muller, apparently he is being linked to United in the January transfer window. He is 30 years old. He hasn't played many games this season. He has been playing a bit part, to be honest. He hasn't really started any games, and I'll be reading through some of the quotes that he has been saying, including the Bayern bosses Hasan Salihamidzic and Rummenigge, which is the sporting director. They have refused to rule out the summer departure. The director told Sky Sports, "That's the story you want me to write, Muller being sold. We have two players out for months and you're trying to tell us to sell a player. There's no reason for doing this." So he's clearly annoyed. Those comments were echoed by the CEO, who stated he cannot imagine Muller being sold anytime soon. Okay, so that's them saying Muller's ad, obviously. Here's what Muller had to say not so long ago. He said, "If the coaches only see me as a substitute in the future, then I have to start having a think." So that's what Muller has said. So let's have a look at his stats. We know that he's been injured. He has played 13 games in all competitions. Let me try to zoom in a little bit so you can see more of the stats. He scored 1 goal, assisted six times. Obviously, that's not that's a poor sort of return for a player of his caliber, and obviously the German league is probably not the strongest league. Maybe there are signs of him declining, you can say. Maybe there are signs of him wanting a new challenge, much like Bastian Schweinsteiger, right? And us kind of being in the market for a potential attacker. In my humble opinion, Thomas Muller we should stay away from. Again, it doesn't fit into the philosophy that everyone's trying to say, in terms of his all his philosophy. The United club is all on youth. However, we are very light up front. We've seen what happened when Martial got injured. We've seen what happened when Rashford had a dip in form, and the next striker is Mason Greenwood, who's just turned 18. If we're gonna go for Thomas Muller, I reckon yes, go for him, only to avoid signing Man Utd, right? Because we have been heavily linked with him. Man Utd is 32, 33. He'll offer far less than Thomas Muller. I am a fan of Thomas Muller. Probably not a fan of him anymore because obviously he's declining. But 4 or 5 years ago, he was a top player. He's a real pest. He's a hard worker. He's got a good finish in him, and he always keeps defenders on their toes. If Bayern are able to get rid of him in the January transfer window and we should reinforce, why not? Why not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Let me know in the chat as well whether you think Thomas Muller will be the right fit for United for the next couple of years or so. If we can give a contract to someone like Ashley Young, who's 34, 33 or 44. Juan Mata, again, 30 plus. And they're far inferior players compared to Thomas Muller, who's got leadership qualities, who's got a winning mentality, who's got a bite. Then, I wouldn't mind. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that's Thomas Muller's news. Let's look at Kai Havertz. Now, Kai Havertz, for those of you who do not know him, if you do play FM Manager, Football Manager, or FIFA, but more notably Football Manager, because that's where I first heard of him, from Football Manager. As always, with every year's iteration, Football Manager is the one that lets me know which ones are wonder kids. And Kai Havertz has been in the game for a long time, for a few years now. He is a German player, obviously. He started 12 games across all competitions, scoring 3 goals, 1 assist. He primarily can play in an attacking midfield position as well as a right wing, but also can play in centre midfield. He is only 20 years of age, which means there's plenty of room for him to develop. Apparently we've been linked with him, we have been linked with him. I think that's hearsay. I think that's a bit of a bull crap. Kai Havertz, why would he want to leave a Bayern Munich team? He's 20 years old. He's one of the biggest stars coming through in German international German football. He's got the perfect platform in Bayern, who's challenging for trophies, who's got a track record of developing players. He's in his country, Germany. He's playing for Germany, biggest club in Germany. If I was in his position, why would I leave and come to United unless it's for a lot of money? That's all I can say about that. I think that part of the news is not true. It's just reports are being spouted out, you can say. But I would like to have him. Yes, he's a huge talent. He can play in the number 10 position. We do not have a number 10, but do we need someone who's 20 years old at number 10? We've got Angel Gomez, Tai Jong, who can all kind of rotate around that. Even Mason Greenwood, isn't it? So why stifle their development to get another 20-year-old? I say we should go for someone like maybe Bruno Fernandes, who's more experienced and allows these players to come through. Would allow these players that I mentioned to come through rather than stifling the development. Kai Havertz, I don't see that happening, although it would be nice to see it happening, but I don't see it happening. Plus he'll cost a lot. But last but not least, Jadon Sancho. So obviously we all know that he's been linked with United over and over again. There were reports going around that he was a suspected target for us over the summer, but because we didn't get into the Champions League, he refused to come. Don't blame him. Red Devil Studio says, hey mate, hey buddy, how you doing? I thought I'd do a quick live stream. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining the stream, by the way. But apparently he's again been linked with obviously Madrid as well, who are searching for Ronaldo's replacement, according to Daily Mirror. He said earlier this year that I can't tell the future, but I wouldn't mind. Sancho said earlier this year when asked about moving back to the Premier League, La Liga, I wouldn't mind also, but we don't know yet. That's what he said. I feel the coaches are believing in English players a lot more. My move to Germany has given the option to managers to see that there is a talent there and they can give opportunities. There are a lot of good players coming up and hopefully we'll win major things with England. I just hope everyone gets their opportunity. Now, sorry, I got a bit of a cold, guys. Let's look at his stats. Let's drill at his stats. He is going to be, I think, a dream signing for us. If we're going the British route, the young route, he ticks those two boxes. We need a right winger. He's a right winger. He's a talent. He is going to be one of the world's best players if he carries on the way he's carrying on this season. And I reckon he's going to be a star in the future. I do believe that he's going to be leaving Borussia Dortmund at one point. I do genuinely believe that it's going to be in next summer. But I do not believe that he'll be coming to United. I reckon he's going to go for someone like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona, one of those clubs in the mold. I think with Muller, the Bayern's point, I confirmed that Muller wasn't going anywhere in January. Yes, buddy. I did talk about that. That's what they said. Although Muller did come out and say that if he's gonna be playing a more substitute appearances, then maybe he will look away from Bayern. He said somewhere along the lines. Sancho probably summer transfer. Yeah, I agree with that. Sancho will be a summer transfer, but I don't think he's gonna come to United unless there's some major sort of change. Unless we go through a huge refurb in terms of our results. Going into the end of the season, we win 1 or 2 trophies, mainly the Europa League, that will get us in the Champions League. We finish very, very strongly. Then maybe we can all start believing in the project a bit more than what Oli says and the club says, right? And maybe Jadon Sancho can see that. But currently, as it stands, I don't think if I was in Jadon Sancho's position, much like Kai Havertz's position, why would I go to United unless it's for money? Why would I go to United when I can choose 5 or 10 clubs that's better than United at the moment? Some of the world's clubs, best clubs, biggest clubs in the world will be lining up for these type of players. You think Madrid wouldn't come in knocking at the door and Sancho will go to Madrid over United? Come on. But unless we have a huge change in the future, in the coming games, especially this Christmas period where we can get ourselves up there, play well again, play the type of football that Oli played when he was a temporary manager, go back to that system and really see a march towards the end of the season, because we've had a first sort of poor 15-16 games or so we played in the Premiership. or overall. I can't remember, apart from probably the Chelsea game, I can't remember any game where I really enjoyed watching United. But if we can kind of turn our season around, then yes, of course, why not? We can attract players like Sancho. We have the financial power, but we don't want to get players and giving them 200-300k a week. Look at Rashford. He's what, 2021, I believe. I can't remember how old he is. He's on roughly what, 200k. And you look at Jadon Sancho, similar age. Look at what he's doing, and look at what Rashford's doing. You can genuinely see over the last couple of years, Jadon Sancho has been developing and getting better and better and better each season. Rashford came into the scene like wow, then kind of like never really progressed, if you know what I mean. Although he had a very good game the last game we played against Norwich, but stop start, we need consistency at the moment. And Rashford, for being so young but to have so much experience behind him, that's a huge advantage that he has in his locker. Does he have the temperament? Does he have the sort of determination of being the number 9 or being one of United's main guys? Does he have the mental attributes for it? I'm not quite sure yet. The jury is still out, but he can still improve. Red Devil Studio says, is there really anyone available in January? To be honest, mate, there could be some players available in January. I do believe Christian Eriksen, why not go for him? His contract expires in the summer, which means as of January the 1st, he's free to speak to clubs. We can get him for a cut price. Why not? Sorry, I got the even was it Toby Alderweireld? I don't mind as well to shore up some of our defensive frailties, because outside of Lindelof and Maguire, Bailly is always injured. Phil Jones is not good enough. Rojo, again, is not good enough. Who else is there? Tuanzebe, maybe. He's good. So maybe get rid of some of the dross and promote these type of players. I don't know. I don't believe teams that is in the Champions League will be selling any of their players. I don't believe the likes of Muller, the likes of Sancho will be moving or looking to move, or the clubs will allow them to move in January if they're still in the Champions League, because why would they want to leave and come and play in Europa League? But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I do have a bit of a cold and flu, as you can see. I so badly want to sneeze, but I'll be doing a lot more live streams over this coming week. I'll be going back into gaming live streams, so watch out for that. Follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Draco Evolve. Give me a shout out there, and follow me there, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, catch you guys in the next upload. Take care.